guys, happy new year. We are back today with the Q&A video. Now I did tell you guys last year that I was going to do Q&A videos every month after like my whole situation happened or whatever, but you know how that goes. You forget and you kind of, you know, and it was such a busy holiday season as well too, so I didn't really get the chance to really give you guys Q&A, but it is a new year, so I'm ready to do Q&A with you guys today. Now a lot of the old questions that you guys asked me in the previous Q&A, a lot of that stuff is not really related to my life and where I'm at right now. I know you guys are probably looking like, what you talking about? But yeah, my life is not the same life that I lived last year or in the September time, August time. So I've just been going through a lot of healing, a lot of happiness, and just new experiences and stuff. A lot of you guys can see this different type of glow, this different type of light in me. And yeah, things are great. Like, I'm finding the true meaning of just like life, family, friends, and you know, stuff like that. So it's just bringing me to a happier place. I'm still in therapy. You guys know that I do therapy every single week. Probably like sometimes it's on Wednesdays, mostly on Wednesdays, but I have to reschedule. It's usually on Thursdays, and it's just been really nice. I'm getting a lot of reassurance from my therapist. Because I'm the type of person that's always in her head, always in my head, yeah. So I always overthink things, overanalyze things. So therapy has just really helped me push through. I had a great December month. January month is going well so far. Just nice and refreshing. I'm really excited about 2023. 2022, I'm gonna let you guys know right now, because I noticed a lot of the questions you guys were asking were basically about my last year's situation. So moving forward into this year, I'm gonna let you guys know right now that we ain't discussing no entity, no past things. Someone did ask me a question about red flags and stuff like that, but I'll answer that because that's something that I feel like everyone should know, like especially if you're like young and dating and you don't know a lot of things. I definitely feel like that's something that I would definitely discuss. So I'll answer that question for you guys later. But as far as discussing the situation, the past, we're not doing that over here no more, because honestly, I'm over it. I'm moving on. I'm much happier in my life right now. Things are just looking up for me, and I don't really feel like I need to dwell on the past anymore. Like,
I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street, I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man. Like,
honestly, I wish that everyone move on collectively. No need to contact me, no need to try to you know, try to befriend me or anything like that. I've moved along, so it was just best for other people to move along, and I want you guys to move along as well. I mean, sometimes I have my little moments when I just talk about, you know, the effects of my situation from last year, but it's not going to be anything generalized or like, you know, I'm done talking about that. Like, I'm just over that. So I would just like to step into this year just new Dom, not new Dom, same Dom, elevated Dom, living her best life. So this question, the first one, is very simple. It says, can we please get a makeup tutorial? I love your content, by the way. This is going to be a get ready with me video. I'll try to list the products down below. Y'all know I pretty much use all the same products when it comes to my makeup and stuff because I'm pretty boring when it comes to that. I use like the same eyeshadow palette, the same everything. So yeah. So the concealer I'm using right now is the Makeup Forever concealer. The Velvet Matte one. This is my favorite one. This is the, yeah, matte velvet matte, whatever. This is my favorite one, guys. I use a 5.2 and I have the 5.1 when I do it under my eyes, mixed with a little bit of this one just for a brightener. I'm just gonna put a base eye now, guys, so that I can do like a little simple eyeshadow look or whatever. But this is gonna be like a semi makeup tutorial, so don't come at me. But yeah, so the next, well, one of the first questions I'm gonna answer, let me see if I can find a good one for you guys. Someone asked me how's life, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask that, answer the how's life thing. I've been traveling a lot. I traveled twice in December. I went to Vegas, I went to Colorado, and then I actually went to Curacao by myself. A lot of you guys were asking a lot of questions about solo traveling as well, so I guess I could combine that and this, like, you know, how's life question. If you guys notice, well, you guys will notice in the vlog that comes up, I literally stay in Connecticut like once a week now, and I really like Connecticut. I mean, Connecticut's all right, but I feel like I've been like a city girl for so long. I've lived in New York City for so long that I just love it here, even though I'm not like outside like that all the time. But like when the summertime comes up, it'd be like a lit situation out here. So I really love New York for that fact, and that's one reason why I probably like am in between deciding where I'm gonna move. And it's kind of like I want to move to Connecticut to be closer to my family, because like I feel like, especially with this apartment, I wish that you know, like I wasn't in this apartment by myself. So I feel like I still need my own apartment here, you know what I mean? Even though I'm here by myself now and it is my apartment, I just feel like I need like maybe like one more year here, but like in an apartment like in Manhattan, Harlem. I want to be a Manhattan girl, like a high-rise girl. Like, just try, why not? One time by myself. I remember like back then, before I moved to this apartment, I was like looking at apartments, and I wanted to move to Manhattan, but I was kind of like, you know, you're in it with somebody, so you can't just make a rash decision like that, you know. But now that I'm free, I can go ahead and make the decisions for myself, which is great. And that's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. Like, I feel like I'm so much feminine now than I was ever for the last 6 years. Like, I completely feel like I'm entering into this femininity, like into my femininity, and it's like the weirdest thing ever. Like, even though I'm doing everything by myself, like I throw the trash out by myself, I clean the house up by myself, I take my car to get service, which I always did anyways, but it's the thing that there's just something about me now that's like so like feminine and cute. I remember I went to TJ Maxx, and this lady, she was like an older lady, maybe like 70 or 60. She comes up to me and she goes, "You are so elegant." And I'm like, she feels the vibe, she knows the vibe. So I don't know what it is, but I feel like people can kind of read it on me now. There's just like this, I have like this, just like this feminine vibe now. Like before I didn't really, I mean, like I dressed up a lot going out, but like I feel like now I always take the extra time and effort to look like fabulous and just live that life, because I should have been living that life before, but you know, things happen, circumstances and whatever situations, but I feel like now I can actually be that, you know, feminine girl and live a nice feminine soft life, which is great. And it's so crazy because I started noticing that started to happen to me while I was kind of getting into that in November. I just you know, I don't know what it is. Even if you're still like the one that's like the, you know, you're providing for yourself, you're doing all the things like you would do in a two-person relationship, by yourself you're allowed to, you know, be sexy, be feminine. I don't know how to explain it. If you don't know what I mean, leave a comment down below, because I feel like I'm in that air right now, which I absolutely love. And it's just giving me like, just like this like really uplifted spirit, and therapy has also done that for me as well too. Like the reassurance I get from my therapist is great. Like I always question a lot of things, like I said before, but she always makes she makes me, like, you know how you think like you're overreacting or you're like overthinking something, but in reality a lot of people will think the same way you think, but you're thinking like you're tripping. She always brings me down, like brings me back down, like calm down, this is normal, you know. And I love that about her, because I always overreact about anything, and it's just nice to have somebody like my therapist to reassure me on things that I'm just not sure about, or things that I'm freaking out about. So therapy has been great. Someone asked me how do I find my therapist. If you go on Psychology Today, you just type in your location and you'll get a whole bunch. You can use your insurance, you can pay cash, whichever way you want to do it. But if you go on psychology.com, you will just add in your zip code and you'll find one. If you live in Brooklyn, there's a whole bunch of therapists in Brooklyn. So it was very easy. I was looking for someone that was black, and I found someone that was black, and it worked out. I tried two other people before her, and I didn't really vibe with the other two. They were just like very like booky. I don't like someone that's like I don't really like therapy. Well, I don't like anything medical. Like anyone in the medical field, I don't like if you just base everything off the books. Like you have to put some type of reality on it and put some type of normalcy on things instead of just reading things from your head off the book. So I like the fact that she was more welcoming, and like she wasn't using like a clinical setting, if you know what I mean. So that's one reason why I vibe with her. The other ones were just too clinical based. I didn't really like that. Like make this shit personal, bro. So I found her on Psychology Today, if that answers a question for you guys, because I know a lot of people really wanted to know how I found her, just go on Psychology Today, type in your area code, and you will find a therapist. Unfortunately, my therapist is no longer taking anyone. She did take one person that actually used me as a referral, but I don't know. She probably just told, the person told her that she knows about her for me, whatever. I guess one of my followers, which was great, which is nice as well too, to, you know, everybody getting therapy, you know. And therapy, it really helped me, guys. I didn't realize that I needed it like that. Like, I was gonna say before, like, oh, I'm gonna stop therapy, but nah. I mean, for now, she's really helping me get through some hurdles, you know, so I don't feel like it's necessary for me to stop right now because I'm really developing and I like it. And I also think that helped me with a little bit of my femininity too, because she's just boasting me up and reassuring me about certain things. Like, I'm always the type of person that's like really nervous about certain things. I never realized how nervous I was till therapy, how I have like a little anxiety when it comes to certain things. So she's really helping me kind of like dim down. With me, when anxiety is really high with me, I just like get it together in silence. I'm someone that goes silent, which is kind of weird. I shouldn't be doing that, but I'm working on that as well. Like, I just won't talk and I'll just like figure things out amongst myself because I've always done that. Like, I've never had someone to help me get my feelings through or anything like that. It's never been a thing for me. So I always just stay quiet and figure it out, and I always figure it out, but that's not really. The next question I'm gonna answer is about traveling, because that's how I was gonna combine. I feel like I'm just mosh pitting everything together. I probably wouldn't even put the pop-ups up here with the questions just because I just like to jaw jack, and I feel like I'm just jaw jacking. The last clip was 8 minutes long. Come on, Dom. So hi, I just watched your most recent vlog. What are some tips for traveling that far alone? Alright, so you guys know Curacao was my first solo trip out of the country. I've been in the US by myself, obviously, alone. But this was my first solo trip out of the country. Now, before you book a solo trip out of the country, I'll always look at the safety of the location. Make sure that it's a safe place, the crime rate is low and stuff like that. I always make sure that that's definitely #1 on the list. Also, make sure you add your location or send your location, or, you know, give your close people your location, just because of all that stuff going on, especially the girl that got killed in Mexico. There's a lot of things going on, so I would just say share your location with your loved ones in the States, and make sure if you're going on a resort, stay on the resort. Don't get too drunk. Even though y'all know I was getting, you know, towed from the flow up, as soon as I felt like I was getting towed from the flow up, I headed straight to my room. I was always on FaceTime with my sisters as I was going up, or on the phone, just making sure that they knew where I was at and stuff like that. So they literally were following me wherever I was at my location. But don't get too drunk, especially when you're by yourself. I know y'all probably really thought that I was getting toe up, but if you know you're getting to that level and you've kind of like met friends and stuff like that and you don't know the people, make sure you leave before you really take it off. And I don't know, I felt like the solo travel trip was excellent, guys. It was very refreshing. I felt like, oh my god, I could do this again and again and again. You're not on anyone's schedule. You're basically doing things on your time versus going with a group. Like, I love going with my friends on group trips, but it's always like a time thing because everybody wants to do this, everybody wants to do that. So with group trips like that, it's kind of like whatever. But when you're going on a solo trip by yourself, you just, you know, you can lay up if you want to at the beach. You don't have to get up and rush to dinner if you don't want to go to dinner at that time, which I like. So I had the ability to do the things that I wanted to do, and I wasn't rushing or working on anyone else's schedule but mine, and I loved it. Curacao, ooh, bright. Curacao is actually a very, very nice place to visit, guys. Like, really, really nice. It's the same thing as Aruba, basically the same as Aruba. I'm using a tinted moisturizer right now just to cover up some of the uneven parts. You guys will see how this comes through. You know. So Aruba and Curacao are basically like sister islands. So it's basically like almost the same thing. They do that. Their language is Dutch, I believe it is. Very, very nice country. Like I said, super safe. Everything, the resort that I stayed at, everything was basically near the resort. So I didn't have to go off by myself and be scared. I didn't have to catch an Uber. I walked downtown by myself. I just made sure that I got back to the resort at a good, decent time. There's a lot of people outside, so just be vigilant, but very safe, guys. Great, amazing trip. I had such a good time. It was a great reflecting time. As far as traveling, I get another question from you guys often on how I book my trips. Most of the time, I'm a gold member on Expedia, just because I be traveling too much. I'm a gold member on Expedia, so most of the time they have good promotions, good deals and stuff like that. And Expedia, you can combine the trip together as package trips, so you get the flight and you get the room. Now, one thing about that I kind of like and I don't like is that you'll get like you'll get whatever resorts are there, but if you go to hotels.com or any of like booking.com or whatever, you can find hotels there and then book the flight separate. The price is almost the same, but you have the option of getting like on hotels.com or booking.com or kayak, whatever, you'll end up getting like maybe like a hotel that's not on Expedia. So if you're someone that's like, you know, wants that type of stuff, then I would say split it and buy your ticket on Expedia or buy your ticket from the airlines and then do it that way. But I like Expedia because the package deals are just cheaper in my opinion, and you know, you have more options with flights and stuff like that. If you go on separate websites and you have all these, you're gonna have all these extra bookings and stuff like that. So I'm like, that's just too much stuff when I could just get the package. I have it on the app. All my things are on the app. It's very easy. So it's up to you, but I would say I usually like to do package deals. I'll do it on TripMaster. If I'm traveling like Europe-wise, if I'm going to Europe, Asia, or anything that way, I go on TripMaster, and if it's like a multi-city trip, you can do like 2, 3, 4. What I'll do is I'll go on TripMaster and do it, because TripMaster also does it where you can do, I can go to London, France, Amsterdam, Croatia. I can do all those 4 and you'll get a really good deal. And they also show you the hotels and the 4-star, 5-star, whatever it is. You can set it up. So if you're doing, I would recommend, if you're doing a trip that's like overseas, to try TripMaster. Don't forget, guys, like Affordable World is not sponsoring me for saying this, but you guys know a lot of Bali, Thailand, I've done it through Affordable World. The package price that they offer is pretty cheap compared to what you'll do if you go on TripMaster. So if you want to ever check out Affordable World, they have Greece, they have Tokyo, they have Vietnam, they have a whole bunch of other places other than Thailand and Bali. But the Thailand and Bali price for the 13 days was an excellent deal. So I would do it that way. For a long distance trip, I would do it through TripAdvisor. You can do Expedia if you want to, but TripAdvisor, if you're trying to go to like Europe and you want to do like a long trip, 5 days or whatever, not 5 days, like 13 days, 10 days, I would do it on there because you'll get a better deal. Trust me, I've done it before. You'll get a better deal. So it's up to you, but if you're traveling alone, just listen to those few things I said in the beginning, because it's very important that you share that location. If you're by yourself, try to stay on the resort. I did an excursion. The excursion was safe. I got on a ride. Well, it was safe because the country's safe. I got a ride, I got back, and that was that. So it's all about safety when it comes to traveling. Just find a place that's safe, stay on the resort, don't get too crazy. I'm not gonna say don't make friends there, but just be wary about the friends that you make on the resort, because you don't know people's intentions. We've learned that in 2022. All right, so I'm definitely looking very, very dusty, ashy, flaky, or whatever. I did go ahead and set some of my face with the Sephora. Sephora has foundation powders. I don't know if you guys know that. Sephora's foundation powder that I'm using is a 66 Mocha Spice. I left the link down below. I love this powder. It's a good foundation powder. I mean, yeah, it does a pretty good job. Y'all see my color come right back in after I added the setting powder and the concealer, so it's not that bad. So the next question I am going to answer, like I said, this is just going to be all over the place. I'm probably not going to put the questions in here just because I've been jaw-jacking. So the next question or comment was, I left my ex after it wasn't going nowhere and being used. I'm happy you shared your story. So I didn't realize until my therapist, you know, because like I said, I'm someone that doesn't realize things till after, you know what I mean? I don't know, it's weird. So I didn't realize till after my therapist said something. She was like to me, I don't know if you know, but like, you just, because I was embarrassed to share my story, but I felt like it would be very odd for me just to pop on here like alone, and it would just been like too stupid for me to do that. So I just decided to tell you guys just to get out the way, just to clear the air, because I felt like there was speculation going around anyways, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna tell them anyways. So I was really embarrassed in the beginning, And I didn't want to share the stuff, share what was going on, just because it's like really embarrassing. Like, anyone that's gone through a breakup, it's like humiliating, especially if you got vlogs on here, you got all, it's just humiliating. I literally want to just archive all that shit, like just be done with that shit, you feel me? So it was very embarrassing for me in the beginning, but my therapist was like to me, do you not realize that you just telling your story probably helped out a lot of people that are dealing with the same things? And even before she told me that, when I was reading through the comments, which y'all think I don't, I do, I was actually very, very shocked at how it seemed to me that every single person was going through the same exact thing, or they had already been through the same thing. And it's just kind of like, you always think like, oh, this could never happen to me. Oh, this would never be me. This could, bro. It don't matter where you are at in life. It doesn't matter like your status. It doesn't matter anything like that. It can happen to anybody. And not saying that I didn't think it could happen to me, because who the fuck am I? Like, I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? But it can happen to anyone. And I just wanted to just put it out there, but like, I didn't think that it was gonna give that, it was gonna, cause that effect. And I'm actually really happy, because I thought I was the only one suffering in silence. A lot of people last year had breakups. Like, and it's crazy, because I literally feel like last year, 2022 was the awakening, guys. 2022 was the awakening of just terrible, bad relationships, and just women just taking back their power and just saying, I'm not about to deal with this. I literally felt like 2022 was the year for a lot of like breakups, and a lot of just, people just saying, all right, I don't really need to deal with this anymore. I'd rather just be by myself. And literally, that's just what it is. A lot of people just want to be by themselves, or feel or realize that being by yourself is probably a better option than just dealing with this kind of stuff. Like, literally. Like, I don't know. I think I'm part of the group of people that survived COVID, kind of survived COVID, because COVID-19, a lot of people said that COVID-19 was a big year where a lot of people broke up or ended relationships. But I feel like I was the batch of people that survived COVID-19 and then only had a little bit of left in them, and they had to end it in 2022. I think I'm part of the 2022 awakening, because, like, a lot of people just call it quits. Like, nobody has time for that, okay? And now I can see a lot of the girls who have ended things in 2022, even 2020 and stuff like that. It's just a different life for everyone now. Everyone is just shining bright. Everyone's just very happy. A lot of that toxic stuff will really bring you down. I don't know if you guys noticed that even when it comes to my skin was in such bad condition for the last, even when COVID started. But that was a lot of the times where a lot of my stress started during COVID as well too. Even though I survived the COVID breakup, I was going through a lot of stress, and I used to blame it on the mask. Like, oh, I'm breaking out because of the mask. No, bro. You're breaking out because you are dealing with some bull. That's why you're breaking out. And now my skin is getting clear. I haven't had like a facial treatment in a few months and stuff like that. And I'm just taking care of color correcting by myself. I have the least amount of breakouts now. I'm just more refreshed. You eliminate things in your life that will cause you harm. I always say this, and I remember bringing this up before. Like, if you guys remember last year, I had kind of like a temporary retrograde arthritis where like my entire body was no joke, guys. Like, I went through that for about 2 months, and it ended in like, when it ended in like October. I even was in Jamaica with that type of pain, guys, and it was bad. My joints were on fire. My hands, sometimes I couldn't type. I couldn't even put my wigs on. My hands I was making it. I made it through, and I covered it up very well where you guys couldn't notice, but I was in a lot of pain. I even felt like that could have been triggered by just stress. Like, like there's a lot of things, guys. I was having like heartburn, GI issues. Mind you, I was always on a diet around that time, and I was also having like GI issues and just like all this type of stuff. And I realized that now I don't experience that type of stuff because I removed the stressor. Like, life is so much easier. A lot of people took the leap in the last few years, and I'm happy for everyone doing that. And it's never too late for you to go ahead and get your happiness or find your happiness. I feel like a lot of people are caught up in this idea that, oh, I'm never gonna get married. Oh, it's never gonna happen to me. If I leave this guy now, if I leave this girl now, it's never gonna happen for me. You better stop lying on yourself. You better stop, because it will happen for you. Trust me, it will happen for you. So all I can say is I'm happy that me sharing my story helped a lot of other people out. A lot of people had decisions to make, and I don't know if my story helped them make their decisions, but whatever is going to help someone else get out of hell, because I consider that hell. Nobody should go through that. Like, nobody should be going through something like that or be dealing with something like that. And I would never do that to anybody else. And that's why I fight so hard for it, because I would never want someone to feel uncomfortable in their own house. I would never want someone to feel not beautiful or not sexy just because I want them to feel that way, because I hate myself. You know what I'm saying? So if you're dealing with that, guys, it's 2023. Cut them cords. Let's go. Let's go. Like, let's get out of here. Let's live our best life, because that's literally what I'm trying to do. Like, it's almost exuding out of me at this point. Like, that's where we're heading at this point. Like, all that other stuff in the past, let's let it go and move forward. So I'm happy that my story helped people out. I'm happy my story was relatable. Like I said, just because you're on social media, you making a little bit of money or whatever, you're living a good life, that doesn't mean that your personal life is going to directly reflect that. You know what I mean? Because people are real. I'm a real person. I deal with stuff. I have my own life. I have things to deal with. So just because I don't share like all those hardcore personal things, shit be happening to me, okay? Refresh. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and start my lips right now. I think I'm gonna answer 2 more questions or whatever. So I'm going with Mac's Whirl, which is the best like nude color for women of color. I feel like this is the best underrated for MAC. It's a really, really pretty nude color. It's called Whirl, the A71. I got this from Sephora, from Ulta. This is like the best matte lipstick for a woman of color. Bye. So I did go ahead and just add a little liner on it ahead of time before. So I'm using, as a liner, I'm using the Pillow Talk 3 lip pencil from Charlotte Tilbury. And it's a nice kind of like rosy brown color. Y'all can see that. Ooh, my lip gloss is cool. I didn't put lip gloss on yet. And for the lip gloss, I'm going to use the Fenty. So I basically use 3 things. I use the MAC Whirl, the Fenty Gloss Bomb, and the Pillow Talk. And if I want to make it a little bit darker on the edges, I just add like a little black to the corners. But for the most part, it looks really cute. So the next question I'm going to ask, I'm going to just buff in some more of this because, you know, I'm extra and I want the color to pop. My hair, guys, by the way, is from hairvivi.com. Gorgeous unit from Hair Vivi. I'm actually finishing up the hair video after this, but I gotta curl the hair and stuff like that, so we will do that after. You guys will see that hair video on the weekend. Hope I can get this video up today. That would be great. That'd be great. So the next question is, what is something that would have made you leave earlier? What were the red flags and why so long? Help me. So like I said, I'm not gonna get into all that red flag stuff. Follow me on TikTok, watch the old videos I posted up, or watch videos, I don't know, figure that out, or watch my old videos, because I talked about it. I jaw jacked for maybe like 2 months, and I went back and watched those videos and I was like, damn, I was talking shit. And I wasn't talking shit, but damn, she was angry. So we're not about that now. But one thing I would say to you guys, if you're dating, date with boundaries and expectations. I talked about this before. Let's just date with boundaries and expectations. You need to go into a relationship with expectations. What are you looking for from this person? What is the end goal of this relationship? And make sure that both of the people in this relationship are on the same page. If you are not on the same page, it's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. Like, if you want to live in the suburbs, but the other person wants to live in the slums in the cities, it's not gonna work. Like, you gotta, especially at my big age, I'm 32 now, obviously, birthday was 12/27, Capricorn gang. But especially at my big age, I'm not looking for, we need to be on the same page. Time, we don't have, you know, time's a wasting. Like, so when I say that, make sure you know what you expect from the person. And make sure that it both matches, because if it doesn't match, there's gonna be an issue with that. And when it comes to boundaries, like, what are your boundaries? Like, what are things that you're gonna accept from them, like, as far as behaviors, treatment, you know, quality time, all those types of things. You know, I always talk about this. A lot of those things are free things, but people are gonna do things for you if they want to. So find someone that wants to meet those things, those free things like love, affection, time, consideration, communication. Those are literally free things that come from the soul. If someone is not offering those things to you, then that's not the person for me. Those are boundaries. For me, I need to be with someone that matches the things that I want. I'm not looking to be given all the riches in the world. I'm looking for time, affection, and love. That's what I am looking for. So if you're someone that's looking for love, time, affection, communication, consistency, you know, quality time, if those are the things that you want and you've never had, then make sure that is something you present. I'm looking to spend time together. I'm looking to travel together. I'm looking to go do this together. I'm looking to go do this together. I'm looking to build together. I'm looking to have children together. Honestly, I started dating in an immature phase where I didn't know anything. No one taught me, and you know, I'm not gonna blame my parents for that, because they grew up in a generation where they just, even if it was bad, like even if they were getting slapped around, beat up, or whatever the situation is, or even if they were getting left and the husband was going with somebody else and having kids or whatever it is, they stayed and locked and loaded down. We don't do that in 2023. Like, we're not doing that. Like, we have options. And I know some people are like, oh, you guys don't have, we have options. I don't have to put up with that when I know I can get something better or something that I deserve. So the fact that we have options now, no one's staying around for stuff like that. So make sure you guys are just, you know, being more apparent or realizing what you want. Because like I said, no one taught me about boundaries and expectations. I just went out there, and even when someone did the lowest of the low to me, I just went along with it. And that sucks to say now, because now that's not me no more. So yeah, that's what I can tell you guys. The red flags that you guys look, go ahead and watch some other one of my videos. You guys will see red flags, but I've talked about that before, and I'm just not getting into it anymore because that's not an issue for me anymore. So this lip gloss is a Fenty lip gloss, guys. Very, very nice. I guess this is from one of her newer releases, and this is Gloss Bomb with, like I said, absolutely gorgeous. And you guys can see it created like a nice little, I do got me a little towel right here. Like the MAC Royal created such a nice, pretty, like mauve tone. And I think this is a makeup look. Like I said, y'all can see my forehead already getting greasy right here, because I always get greasy. But I do love the eyes. I think the eye look is nice and natural looking. The lashes are popping. If I find out what the lashes are, I will let you guys know. But I do like this kind of soft little beat or whatever for this hair color. So the last question, I've gotten this question maybe every single time I say I'm doing Q&A. You guys are constantly asking the same question, and I feel like it's because some of y'all trying to shoot your shot with me or whatever, which is really cute. So the question was basically about me being open to dating women. If you guys follow me already, you guys know years ago I already told you guys that I've already done stuff like that. Like, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. Right now the shop is closed, but yeah, of course. Like, I date people based off of like not like sex, like not male or female. I date based off of connection, vibes, stuff like that. I mean, obviously my history of dating hasn't been that good, but I have a clear mind on the things that I like and the things that I want. So I basically, right now I'm looking for someone that matches that I connect with, like spiritually, mentally, physically, and stuff like that. But it's more for me now, more of a mental connection, because I feel like I never really gotten any of that in any of the relationships that I've been in. And I've talked to a lot of people. I've been a lot of things, and not one person that I've dated has given me that mental stimulation. So what I'm looking for now is that mental stimulation. That's what I'm looking for. And it doesn't matter the sex of the person, female or male. If the vibe is there and the connection is there, I'm going with it. Like, so that's where I'm at right now. The shop is closed or whatever, but that's the vibe I'm on. And yeah, you guys know that, you know, I dip in there too, here and there. But I thought this question was funny because you guys always try to ask me that question. I feel like some of y'all are really trying to shoot y'all shot with me. Let me find out. All right, guys, so that basically wraps up today's Q&A video. Hope you guys enjoyed this little fire look or whatever. I did go ahead and just style my hair for you guys, so you guys know I got to do a little hair video after this one. If you guys want me to do another Q&A video, make sure you guys go ahead and leave your questions in the comment section. Had a really good time with today's Q&A video. Very simple, just a nice life update and hopes for 2023. So hope you guys are having a good beginning of the year. Happy New Year to everyone, and I will catch you guys in a later one. Bye.